So let's break that down a little bit more and just look at possibilities here. One, if your partner gets actually on their side, that way, like we just talked about with the frame, and then we'll go into offense from there. Also, if your partner, you kind of stop them while they're still relatively flat and getting to that position, we'll talk about offense there. Okay, so from here, Bob goes to scoot into me again. Same thing, he goes to push. Okay, this time, he's actually making a real frame, right? Like, this like we were just saying, this is where I could potentially get driven down here. So maybe I get rolled, okay, because you backswim your arm behind you, right, and start to come up. And by maintaining that frame, okay, he just sits up and overtakes the space that my body's in, reverses me. Or maybe I catch it a little bit early, or I'm really big, so I go like this, and now he says, well, instead I'm just going to move myself. So Bob shrimps his hips out. Good. Go the other way. Go the other way. Shrimp. Hold that. Shrimp your butt back. Good. That's it. Yep. So that's how you get out from there. Okay. So he's out in either case, right? So my approach is going to be the same. First thing is the initial connection I have. Okay. Goes to shrimp. My pry bar. Okay. But from here, I've got to drop my hips way back, as we just talked about, right? So I'm sprawling my legs back. This hand that's already by his hip is right here to intercept. And when I was saying to Kev, I don't try and pick it up, use bicep, I just let him run into it, okay, from here. And now I stop him. He can't roll me because my chest is up, I'm hipping in, so push, push, push. Good, good, go, right? So now I can bring this back, maybe my arm comes behind his, maybe it comes in here, okay? Maybe I come down and just double up here on his arm, whatever, but at the moment I know I've got his frame beaten, that's when I pull everything in tight. So the beautiful thing about this right here is that if he doesn't really make a fight to come back flat again before I come in here and sandwich him with my hips, he might very well either get, number one, pinned on his side, or, okay, by virtue of doing this, let's say my arm came behind, right? Now he is kind of on his side, and he goes to maybe continue to roll, okay? So from here, I'm just going to slide my chest behind his chest. If he's somewhere in between, okay, so but his shoulders are slightly back into me like this, okay, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to back my hips up again, but without taking my pressure off him. As soon as I take my pressure off him, Bob's just flat again, right? So from here, he's sort of like not quite doing it for me. So all I do is slide my hips back, like you're ratcheting, okay? Slide my hips back, knead him forward, slide my hips back, knead him forward until my chest is on his back, sprawling back. Now try and turn back into me. Good, can. I mentioned before too, if this grip is stopping him and he goes to fight my hand off, I just switch, okay? All these different things I can do. I can capture this arm now, what have you. That's always part of it. But what I'm looking to do right now is whether he rolls and I stop him here, or I need to slide back and get him pinned on his side. Okay, again, my legs are sprawled back right now. I want to get him pinned here, and now I have all this good stuff that I can do. Okay, the first is easiest one. First is with the mostest. You guys can come around here and see. Is at any point that I start to come in here, and maybe he thinks I'm going to threaten this one. Okay, I'm going for his neck or what have you. Anytime I see this bottom arm floating around at all, okay, so I'm coming in here, he starts to defend, boom. I just put it down like this, okay, and this is like a halfway Americana. So my hand's already cupped underneath, pin this down, and now from here, he's got a lot of weight on it, so if my grip isn't quite there yet, just kind of shake, boom, put it through like this. As much as I like to go wrist on wrist instead of hand to wrist, sometimes you can't always get it, but the good news is, look from here, this is all the paintbrush you have to do on most people. Okay, literally it's just a wrist, raise of my bottom wrist. Okay, I don't have to like this like I do if he's flat. So from here, even if I just connect my fingers, good. And Bob isn't super tight in his shoulders, he's about average. The most somebody's got super tight shoulders, you paintbrush it a little bit. Most people from here, the angle is so tight that they're done. So if you can get this pinned down before he goes and fights that off and everything, and just from here, shake, grab it, boom, it's on. Okay, so that's one. Two, okay, from here is I can always slide my arm underneath, okay, and he may think like right now he's all defensive because I'm going for an arm triangle, which I certainly can do, but he's on his side, so my 4 fingers go inside here for knee grip, ratchet that around a little bit, and then boom, come in here. Okay, so pull this around. Notice I'm not fully deep like I would be yet for a, I'd have to flatten him out and get his shoulder connected here for an arm triangle. So instead, I just pull this around, 4 fingers in, this comes in here, and slice down. Okay.